Hello and welcome to a wonderful match between Mojo and Fiddlers. This is gonna be a great moment. We are still going. I believe this is what, game 6 or 7 within the first round. People have been just jamming. They've been going through their matches, and this is also gonna be a great opportunity and a great match. With me, I have Scientific in here, who is gonna be our commentator.
Hello, everybody. Looking forward to be here. Very exciting time. We have Mojo in this game, who is a big veteran of Old World and the multiplayer community. Big name back in the old Duel scene from a few years ago, which I was not part of. I've never personally played Mojo, but I've always heard good things, so I'm excited to get the chance to watch him play.
Gonna be great match. I can already feel it. Mojo deferred all map settings and all nation pick order to Fiddlers. Fiddlers decided on going for Coastal Basin, Duel, and Wide. And he chose to go for second nation.
Looks like we have Egypt on Mojo. Egypt is a very powerful nation. Probably going to see a cleric play and maybe a quick law push.
Where did he say that? I've not seen the messages. He already picked. Oh yeah, he already picked. There we go. That's Egypt. That is gonna be great.
Landowners opener. We always love to see that. Going straight for the farms already for Mojo. Diving right in, getting his turn started, and Fiddler still taking a moment to think about his pick.
A zealot start. Love to
I did get.
see that.
Looks like they have pick later, but not custom. No, they did have custom leaders. So interesting choice on Gracious here from Mojo. I'd love to pick his brain about the thought behind that. Probably something to do with events or the stat pool that it's part of. So I'd love to understand why we're seeing Gracious on a Zealot right now because that was an intentional pick.
Or maybe he just didn't
Although I
pick one.
suppose it's
It's
possible.
optional. It can be optional.
Yeah. I guess I was just thinking. I suppose if you don't specify a custom trait, it will just randomly select one for you. So perhaps he did do that.
Maybe a possibility. So I could see Egypt going for an early religion just purely because of the zealot. Feel like kind of have to in this situation. Now Fiddler is making his own decision on this one, and he is thinking hard.
Egypt is a terrifying opponent to face. Rome, Assyria, and Greece have been seeing a lot of action in the tournament so far, and those are understandable picks given their military prowess. But long term, Egypt really has a devastating power spike potential in that unique unit.
Yeah, I would be very scared right now to face this, to be honest with you. Um, I am also curious about the gracious pick. I don't think maybe he didn't mean to. Regardless, I just want to take an opportunity to look at the upper city with the barbarian. It has so much culture popped up. You can take that scout and just run it around. That will give you 10, 20, 30, 38, 46,
Oh wow, yeah.
54. That is 54 culture within first 2 turns.
I would be curious if either player identifies this location and decides to go for something like a land consolidation beeline. That could be very interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. It's actually pretty good. There's a lot of honey in here. And there are gems in here too, so Wow, that is a lot of culture within a small area. Now the lower area over here has more trees, some game, citrus, fur, wine. It seems to me like land consolidation would not even be a bad idea this match, just purely from the standpoint of view or the point of view of what is provided within these three back cities. We are having, I believe, two Vandal sites, two Thracian sites, two Numidian sites. Yeah, that's it. The middle areas are there's only two middle cities, one to the far south that is blocked and has gold, gems, and gold. Very great for Patreons, but I'm not sure we're gonna see that. And there's the main middle city. Also access to silver and gold. Seems like the middle part is really nice for Patreons, but I'm not. Do you think we'll see a Patreons maybe this time?
There are 18 city sites on the map. Each side has 8 sites, and there are 2 in the center.
Wow, more good locations for Patreons.
Yep, chat points out possible chance to see a camel archer play here. And in fact, in one game I've played in the past, I did do a camel archer rush with Egypt of all nations and surprisingly managed to win that game. So I suppose it can be viable. It would be really fun to see that. We finally have a pick from Fiddler. We're looking at Greece, understandable counter to attempt to deal with the mounted units off of Egypt. And we have a tactician as well, an intelligent tactician on Fiddler. Makes sense. Have to protect yourself in a smaller arena like this, and the tactician will certainly do that. Champions to start.
So Greece versus Egypt. That will be an interesting match. I
Greece has
believe
definitely been a popular pick in the tournament so far. Understandable. They have a very nice tech layout with that early drama. One of the nations that starts with stone cutting alongside Egypt. So we have 2 stone cutting nations in the game. And then, of course, with that drama start for Greece, you're looking at a free settler bonus card starting in the deck right away.
as champions start with divination as their tech. Egypt also divination, but with 9 turns rather than 6 turns for Greece. So it's very low science for Egypt, 9.3 versus 15.1. That's a huge difference. Mainly because Tactician has that 2 wisdom. What are your thoughts, Scientific? What are your expectations out of this match right now?
Well, I don't really know Fiddler, and from what I can tell, I think he might be new to the multiplayer scene, and if so, he could be a strong player, but he could have his work cut out for him dealing with a player like Mojo, who, as I said at the opening of this match, is a veteran duelist. He was very prominent in the duel scene back in the day. I wasn't around for that, but he does have a bit of a reputation as a strong player.
Right, here we go. That's the settler. Egypt finished their turn. They are doing tight and slow already, so we're just gonna have to switch back and forth. See what's happening. 6 orders. The tactician started also with intelligent. That explains why the science is a little bit also higher than expected compared to Egypt that starts with what, 9? I wouldn't say almost double. It's like 70% more.
And of course, they will both have a settler out in 4 turn as Egypt with the landowner opener. You don't have the burden of needing to govern your ruler right away to get that extra growth to get that settler out on time. So we do have a governor. Actually, you know what? Interesting.
Do tell.
On. Oh wait, I think my timing is off because turns. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, so the settler for Egypt should come out 1 turn sooner, I believe, for Egypt as opposed to Greece because both players have opted to add their ruler as a general, which makes sense. We have a zealot and a tactician, but there's going to be a little bit of a settler momentum for the landowner's opener.
That's the stun. Fiddler started with wheat, I believe. Same, yes. Just a standard start. Make sure they have food for the next settler.
Always interesting to see what choices the players make. We have Fiddler moving out into the map with his clearing, and we have Mojo who's opting to clear that back site with all that landowner, sorry, forgive me, land consolidation resources. And so he's going to start from a backline base and then move forward after the fact.
Right, we're back to Egypt. He's gonna be able to clear that site before it spawns anything. That will save him a lot of time. Wheat
And
is done, but
Mojo
he
is
didn't upgrade
opting
anything.
for, yep, and he is opting to harvest all of these culture resources. We can see that the scout hasn't moved back towards exploring the rest of the map yet, and he's moving up to this hill. So he's definitely looking to get as much culture from this top part of the map as possible.
Sadly for Fiddler, a barbarian will spawn before he finished that camp. He opts to go for a mine as a second upgrade. Back to mode here. Settler is gonna pop up next turn. Clears the barbarian camp without any spawn. 7 more moves. Right. He's gonna harvest, just like expected. You called it. I respect
Yep,
that for
it's
sure.
definitely a very powerful use of an early scout. Obviously, you set yourself a little bit behind on exploring, but getting up to developed right away. Don't forget there is a culture event associated with that, and so you can get a pretty sizable boost if depending on what event that's going to be early on.
Question is he gonna leave his scout to harvest one more time in case anything pops up again, or is he just gonna settle instantly? What is he gonna settle with? Right, we are back to Fiddler here. We just cleared the camp as it
Yep,
spawned
they're
a
moving at a
unit.
good pace.
Six more moves. Scout is next to the barbarian. Front, let's see what he has already discovered.
And we can see comparatively with all of this exploration on the Greek side of the map, there is no interest or effort spent on harvesting any of the resources we've seen so far. There's a couple of horses and elephants for gold. He just passed a few game resources, which he could use to increase his food, and he seemed to be just prioritizing moving around and revealing the map.
All right, there are multiple locations that Mojo can settle on. There's 4 spots. I'm curious, what spot would you make your city in, and what would you go for family-wise on that city? It was up to you.
Well, without getting too into it, I'm a big fan of a double landowners opener personally.
All right.
So I'm curious if he's going to have that in mind, especially with the land con. Oh, all right, so we're
Oh,
going riders here.
okay. I'm curious.
I can respect that.
Guess it would help him with the +1 culture from each unimproved position. That could be a good reason for it. And get
And of
to.
course, currently he can't see any horses in his region, so he could be concerned with just making sure that he has access to a horse resource in a location, again, because of these grove resources, that he can be confident will reach enough culture to put out his unique unit.
Yes, this is all that he has discovered or actually scouted out. He really has not seen anything on the map yet compared to Fiddler, who has been in and about already. Got a critical hit for Fiddler that did not make a difference. It was an 8% chance. Oh well. Fiddler 2 moves left for him. Moving it forward. Most likely to the city he just cleared up. Mojo right here real quick. Finally, who got a second scout due to the rider's opening or the family seat establishment.
Yeah, that second scout will allow him to catch a little bit back up in terms of exploration tempo. Already only 5 turns for before his capital reaches developing culture.
That is such a good opportunity to push in forward. 3 more moves. Finished an event, got married, and got the ambition to discover 6 technology with a +60 civic free. Due to that, goes and harvests the camel, get that 50 gold twice. Is good on gold for now or money. Not compared to Fiddler, who is just has double what Mojo has right now.
Mojo does have the ability to assign a builder governor in the capital if he wants it, but I wouldn't be surprised opening with labor force having access to an early law if he's thinking perhaps maybe he'll stockpile that civic and just adopt freedom or slavery as soon as possible.
Alright, Fiddler goes for trapping after finishing divination. That will take 5 years or 5 turns. He has the opportunity to upgrade his warrior. He has the opportunity to move his settler. 7 moves. Moves the settler forward towards the site that he just cleared, ignoring the site that he spawned with.
All right, so a little bit of a tempo advantage here, however slight for Mojo. He settled, he got that settler out 1 turn sooner, and he also already settled that city. So this settler for Greece is going to be about 2 turns behind.
Goes for the upgrade. He goes for strike. a plus 10% attack, which is pretty good, especially on a tactician. It's overall very universal.
Yeah, that will be helpful. That'll allow him to do the 7 or 8 damage to the camps, allowing them to clear each camp in 3 hits. Now, that's one of the disadvantage of the tactician as a general opener. Obviously, it's very strong, but you're almost always going to be in a situation where that first camp is going to take a little bit extra time. Although not when you have champions, I guess. And he did open with champions, so
He just Mojo just harvests the wine. That's plus 10 more culture. 2 years till he gets the next to developing. Upgrades his warrior to besieger for more moves. Oh, that scout is gonna eat some damage, that's for sure. He moves him a little bit too close to that barbarian camp, but he gets the harvest, so that's nice for him. 2 more moves, 2 years till divination is done and ready.
all right, starting out with a nice strong food base here, probably thinking about mounted units in his future.
3 farms are. Third farm is being made right now, and 6 moves. Calm Emissary is the event. Results in meeting the Numidians, and he finished the mine. 6 moves over here for him to make. Probably establish that city. That wouldn't be a bad idea, I guess. What family would he go for is the real question.
That's a good question. Nizar, what do you think that Egypt is thinking about for their stockpile of stone? You think they're going to just go straight for a wonder? Have we checked the wonders in this game yet?
We have not. We have Ziggurat or Ziggurat, Oracle, yes, Kaya, Necropolis, Abadina, and a bunch of really good strong wonders. The Mausoleum, Acropolis, Colossus, Mausoleum, Cotton. The legendary are going to be Circus Maximus, Pantheon, and Vea Recta Soak. So, not many options for weekend developing, but once you hit that strong position, uh, you have really good opportunities, especially the Mausoleum. Well, we have our second game where we have Patreons in the game. I hope you are happy right now. It
I mean,
it
they're certainly not my favorite family, but they're definitely a good family. I don't blame someone for bringing them in as a pick. You definitely get that opening courtier, you get that opening luxury. Let's see if he sent it to the cap yet. No, he did not. But yeah, no, there's some flexibility with patrons. They're a pretty strong family and a pretty powerful seat for sure.
Now my real question is why would he open with Patreons over that specific site? It had 2 horses, it had 1 elephant, it had wine clothes. It doesn't strike me as a good position for Patreons. It would strike me as a good position for champions, for example, just to pop up more of those chariots and keep him cycling.
Indeed. If I hadn't already settled champions in the cap, I would 100% put champions in that position just because of those strategic resources for sure. But I'm sure he's thinking that he doesn't want to double up on champions right this moment.
That you know what? That is true. Um, oh, it's actually Fiddler's turn right now. He's opting for
Yeah,
a
Mojo's taking
worker.
his turns pretty quick.
Yes, yes, he is. I barely can keep up with what he's doing. Uh,
Yeah, you're gonna have you're gonna be put to the test in this one.
oh no. He got Fiddler got the ambition to control 6 quarries. He's moving his scout forward and deeper. No harvesting whatsoever happening in here. Healing his warrior. And 3 more moves. His militia is still there. He's opening with he's having a worker coming up, a settler coming up. building the Shrine of Athena in his capital in the champion seat. Now, my real question is, he has the opportunity to go with champions, with artisans, patrons, sages. Why patrons for that specific spot is the real question that I have. Mojo is up and running. He has the event citizens safety or defense. He can get free walls or 180 training. That would be a um, interesting choice. Either way, it doesn't. Honestly, what would you go for in your capital? You would go for the 180 training, I presume.
Um, I feel like in a lot of situations I would do the 180 training, but here I actually might take the walls
Hmm? For the
just
90
because
stone.
we don't know what the rush potential of this map is going to be. And also, I'm thinking, you know, as I build units, if I keep it one unit around the capital, that's a happiness boost, which I mean, I'm not, you don't really need to prioritize happiness too much, but certainly doesn't hurt. I don't really need the training right now. We have a stockpile of 500. We got 72 training per turn. I am a zealot. Of course, taking more training will come in handy down the line if I want to rush with my zealot capability. But I don't know. This is an interesting and tough choice, and it doesn't seem like one he's rushing to decide right now. So I'll be
20,
curious to see what he picks.
25 moves. He declared war on the Thracians. He finished divination. Got those 6 legitimacy. And oh, he ended his turn without making a choice or picking science opportunity. Questions. All right, we are on Fiddler. Is it on tight? It is on tight. So he does have the chance and opportunity to actually make these decisions.
And
Marriage,
Mojo opted for the walls in this situation.
he did. Okay, we have a marriage offer pushing from the Numidians to Fiddler. Unsure if he's gonna take it. He does take it. His wife is tactician with bloodthirsty. Not bad.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And he is pushing forward with the scout deeper and deeper in and pushing towards the next barbarian site. Got an event with the Thracians, either pay 600 money or plus 6 legitimacy and a war. To most people, it's a no-brainer, but yep, he also declared war. It's a no-brainer move for sure.
Looks like Greece is going to pick up some momentum here. His next settler for the third city will actually be coming out quicker than Mojo's settler, so that's a good sign for Greece to kind of keep up that expansion momentum and stay on par with his opponent.
The question I'm having right now is, like, so Mojo went for the 3 farm opener. He's now making the Shrine of Ra, which gives 20% more for adjacent farms. He opted not to do it next to the farms that he just made. He opted to do it away from them. He did get the event Beast at Sea, which he took the 240 more training rather than establishing colonies as an ambition. He's not moving his warrior whatsoever anywhere. He has the knowledge. He knows where the next barbarian site is, but now he's finally moving his warrior.
Definitely seems to be prioritizing some early scouting, and as we can see, he has been doing a lot of harvesting, and he has been developing with the warriors. So it seems like he's prioritizing his orders in a different direction rather than clearing the next camp. Keep in mind, he does have a city site free that he can expand to, so maybe clearing isn't a high priority for him right now.
Um, Captured Lion, an event. Fiddler has the opportunity to go for a court soldier or +1 wisdom, which is an interesting choice in here. He opts for the +1 wisdom rather than the courtier. since he already has a courtier, most likely, clears up the unit with his militia and goes and stuns the barbarian camp. 5 more turns. He's doubling back with his scout to check what's going on down there. Does he know that there are gems and silver over here? We're gonna find out real quick. He does not. He has no idea that there are gems and silver in that area and that that's a really good spot for Patreons.
Well, I'm sure he'll be excited that he brought in the family once he spots them, though. Yep, yeah, here he is now.
There he
He's
is.
identifying the gems right now. Yeah.
Alright, we're back to Mojo, who last round got Focus as his second upgrade, which gives him the 10% critical chance.
That
Zealot.
second warrior is ready.
Most of his civics are gone due
Yep, he just
to.
adopted the law. Let's see, he did go for freedom. That makes so much sense because he's going to be in that expansion phase. He wants to get those settlers and workers out 1 turn quicker for each of them.
He assigned the king, who is a tactician and a herbalist, into a general for the second unit. He upgraded and got Warden as the third upgrade for his unit. 4 more moves. He got an event, Ripe Land, which he declared war on the Numidians. As he's moving upward across the coast, he's moving like the base. He's moving from the extreme bottom and from the upper top, extreme upper top, just to see what's going on in here. He finally found the mountain pass for the middle, for one of the middle sites.
Yeah, surprisingly, even though that Mojo spent the first several turns using his scout for harvesting and kind of, with delayed getting out into the map, the rest of the map, he's now covered more of the map than Greece has.
That makes sense. Greece has been doubling back everywhere they're going. They've been going up, down, up. Uh, Trapping has been finished by Greece. He settled for, or he went after that for a free settler. 2 turns to get it.
Makes sense. That's a no-brainer in this situation.
Moves in with the militia and finishes the camp with his warrior. 5 more moves. He gets to upgrade himself. He picks. Oh, it's not telling me what he picked. He picked
He
Besieger.
went for Besieger.
That's an interesting
If
and a
you
good
just scroll
choice.
over his, yeah, if you scroll over his portrait.
Yes. 4 more moves. 29 seconds. Who is the host for the match? Is it Fiddler?
I believe it's Fiddler, yes.
Is it possible to ask him to turn on the replay system? You just need to click Control X. I think it works for replay. For viewers too, for us to be able to replay what happens. We are back to Mojo now. Mojo moves in with. Oh, he doubled the Herbalist upgrade on his second warrior. His king already has the Herbalist upgrade, and he did give it Herbalist upgrade again. They don't double on each other. That is something that he did. He pushed with his first warrior. 3 more moves. He's probably moving the scout.
I have to say, I'm really interested by this strategy with Mojo here, and I'm really digging it. He opted to take his training advantage and promote heavily the warrior that his leader is on. He has Procedure and Warden on the same unit, so he's already going to be able to start doing 10 damage to camps, and he has that 10% crit. So any crit will instantly clear a barbarian camp.
It's very creative. To be fair, to be honest, I haven't seen it before. I haven't thought of it before, so it's really good to see people playing the game in a different way than each other, and that's what has this tournament showed to me. The possibilities of things that you can do. You don't have to play traditionally. You can be creative. Now that
Yes, indeed. It's certainly the most exciting thing about having so many games that we're going to have access to streaming from so many different players, both new and experienced. I'm sure some metas might form, some common picks or common archetype choices, but I'm super looking forward to the idea of seeing what creative ways players play this game and what tips, tricks, and strategies that people lean into that you might not normally think of.
right, we are back to Mojo now, who is finally and he gets the critical. An 8% chance critical. There we go.
Wow. Bit unfortunate that he missed the idea of clearing that site. He could have cleared that camp in one hit. Oh no, he that
No,
was
no,
with
no.
a different. That was
That's
with the
with the
tactician. Let's see
second.
if he gets another crit.
He
Okay,
does
no, but
not get it.
still, he'll crit this camp. He'll finish that camp in one more turn. So he's keeping a little in parity with Greece right now in terms of clearing. I like the idea of having kind of just waiting for your second unit to come out and then start clearing rather than just taking a bunch of damage on the one unit while it tries to do it by itself.
Right. Here are the third city. He went with a cleric. He's making another settler in his capital. Probably because he has wheat and the farmer upgrade on it. Gives him a good amount of production or not production, growth. And his the third city is a cleric, so it's gonna be who's. I apologize. He's making a worker in the cleric city. And before he could finish that camp, another barbarian spawned. But we are back to Fiddler, who just finished. I'm not sure what he finished. Do you by any chance remember? Oh, the free settler. And now he has labor force, or headed towards labor force. 9 more moves. And that's the third city for Greece. He opted for sages and excluded the artisans out of the way. For Egypt, they excluded the sages out of the way. For Patras, he's making a warrior, he's making a worker in the sage's seat, and another warrior popping up in his capital champion seat. We are back to
So
Mojo.
it does look like the free technology that we got for Greece was administration.
That is okay-ish, I presume. I would say like take what you can get. Administration, that would be one of the lowest and easy to get text, so he did not get that lucky. I'm eating my own words. Fifth upgrade will be a garrison for Mojo. He is still working on getting more workers and a settler. He did clear out that camp. He has 6 more orders. He is probably moving that scout. He finally met Greece. Already, he sees the settler coming up, and his other settler has not moved for a second here.
Yeah, so despite that little delay on the starting movements of Mojo's warriors, they have both cleared the same number of camps. So
That's
that
interesting.
hasn't seemed like it set him back too much.
You would think it would do that. You would think that it would affect a lot of what he's doing, but in reality, it did not do that. And there we go. He settled that city, and it pushed the scout out. Now, Fiddler has the opportunity to kill
Wow.
that scout right then and there. And can he do it? Will he do it? Is the real question.
Wow. Yes, we might very well have first
Is
blood.
he? Nope. He's walking away and went for the hill. Oh god.
He must have missed it. He had to have missed it.
Don't think so. He's I think he's I don't know. I am unsure. Let's see. Quarry is being built in Pella, not next to the mountain, in the middle, next to an arid. And that is it. We're
Yeah, well,
back
they're
to
not
Mojo.
currently yet at war. So, if this is Fiddler's potential, if he's newer to the multiplayer experience, he might not have that same bloodlust instinct to be like, okay, I can see a unit and I'm gonna go instantly kill it because that's, you know, going to advantage me. So it's possible even if he did see the scout that it didn't trigger that muscle memory of, hey, this is a wounded scout, I can kill it.
Yes. A
But as
duel.
we've been seeing in the tournament so far, vision is key. So if you do have the opportunity to kill a scout, and you're new to the MP scene, the multiplayer scene, you're watching these videos, definitely take advantage of it. It can set your opponent back.
So just a reminder to the viewers, when it comes to these duels, this game, in my opinion, this is not a civilization game where you build up and you get that city up and running and ignore the military and higher science. This is a war game, and it's all about information, information, information. If you know your opponent is weak, you can exploit it. In Civ, you can't do as much. This is not Civ. This is a war game. So use and take that opportunity to kill a scout, because that's information.
And Mojo was able to hide the scout back into the woods. He was able to rectify that error.
I think his heart dropped to the ground when that happened. Oh, his other scout died though. He did lose one of the scouts. He still hasn't picked
Um,
and go ahead.
I was just curious because I noticed you hadn't moved the screen for a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and fun thing in chat, somebody asks, how many orders would you use to kill an enemy scout on turn 15? And our good old veteran MVP Fluffy Bunny from Mohawk, very, very skilled multiplayer duelist himself, his answer was all of them.
If you have 2000 training and there's a scout that you see, you use those 2000 training. You kill that scout.
Yeah, especially now in this case, it is Egypt, so you'd know they have riders. You know they probably have a second scout, or it's certainly possible. But absolutely, if you're facing someone like Greece, for example, who does not have riders, and you see their scout, you take it out early. That's just gonna really cramp their vision, and it's gonna force them almost to use the build. Oh no! Speaking of dead scouts, oh
I
no!
I did tell you he did lose a scout. because he just face planted into barbarians. And
Oh
as he face
no!
planted, I think he had one more move and like three orders, but his turn ended and it triggered the barbarians and they killed him within 2 seconds.
Well, like I was trying to say, it is Riders, so he does thankfully have one to spare.
Yeah, yeah.
That would have been man. Oh man, if Fiddler had noticed the scout and took that other scout out, he would have lost two scouts within a turn of each other.
He would have been blind, completely blind, with no idea on what's going on. He would have to rebuild that scout and try to move him further and deeper again. It would have set him back by many, many turns. But we move on, we keep on going. Two more moves, couple of events happening. He gained a worker in his rider's seat. We are back to Fiddler right here, who
And
keeps
Mojo's
pushing
keeping an
further.
eye on the camp.
Is he gonna snipe it? Is he gonna abuse the fact that it's tight and just like shove it in there? Like, is that what he's gonna do?
I don't think so. I don't. After losing that first scout, I don't think he would want to expose his scout and lose it again, or lose the second one.
All right, we got no real event. Pella or Peya has made a warrior. 7 more moves. What's he gonna do in his capital?
Yep, and we have the worker finished in the patron seat, and he moved on to a warrior there, and as well as a warrior immediately in the second champion seat. So he's certainly going for military buildup, which is a smart play on this type of arena.
I'm curious on why he made the core in the middle of nowhere. I would have made it next to the mountain at least. Since it's available, I agree with you that if you're starting the city and you need stone, you just make it. But right now you have the ability to hit that mountain, so what was the thought behind it is what I'm curious about.
It's true, he does have the mountain. He could be thinking about quarrying the whole area, so perhaps it doesn't make much difference. Sometimes people might choose to build a improvement in a location because of the number of orders it would take them to spend to get to a different spot. So maybe he didn't want to spend the 2 extra orders to start that other quarry.
Could be maybe trying to get the camels too. That a possibility?
Definitely possible. He is a champ seat. If he goes for land consolidation, we do have lots of groves in the area. He would have access to camels in his champion seat.
That would be a direct counter to the unit Egypt, and as mobile as the unit. That would be an interaction. He upgrades unit. He gives it healer time. So he put herbalist and healer on his second warrior, which is again very interesting, and heals his main warrior. Event wise, his first kid became a tactics student.
Makes sense.
That's what he's going for. We are back to Greece with 11 moves. Who is building an
All
apprentice
right.
acolyte already?
Interesting, interesting. We like to see it. His scout is very vulnerable over here by the Thracian camp, so hopefully we can get that tucked away in the woods this turn.
If he doesn't forget about it. One more worker to move. The elephants are almost done here. He decides to move one more or upward and made another quarry in the middle of nowhere technically, although it's next to another
Yeah, so
quarry.
yeah, my judgment of that play, he's definitely conserving orders because again, to get to those mountains would have cost 2 orders. So rather than spending a total of 3 orders to start a quarry, he's just moving directly adjacent to spend 2 orders, and then on his next turn, it will be only 1 order to move to the mountain. So I would not be surprised if he keeps quarrying up north after. But yeah, that type of play is probably for order conservation, definitely.
Which is very smart. I gotta respect that move. It definitely has its own value. He moves his zealot, Rin.
Oh yeah, diving right in. But again, he does have that warden promotion.
He kills him in. Oh, that's definitely a dead unit right there. That is 13 damage.
Nice. That is definitely the advantage of taking some time to build up and promote your units and make sure that they can go out into the world and really do some damage. He's able to do um, a good amount of clearing with what I would feel like would be a less amount of units since people might normally use.
2 more orders. He's building a quarry next to the mountain. He has the opportunity to make the King Consort into Inspiring for 280 money. Unsure if that's something he will go for. He moves Worker in the Cleric's seat to make Shrine of Isis, which gives him 2 um, growth next to groves, and starts units with the skill Healer, which gives plus 1 HP per year no matter what you do. Slavery has been adopted after labor force was discovered for Greece for Fiddler. 11 moves here. His queen has the exotic trait, which is pretty nice. I think it can be inherited. Can it be? Um, at the moment, he's in a situation where that specific militia might die. He opts to make a mine in the Patreon seat, clears the camp for himself. It's an event for rebel gladiators, and he gets a free
Oh, yep.
warrior for it.
Wow. Wow, that's good momentum there.
So he can move right then and there. He can pull back his militia and not let it die. He can guarantee that it doesn't die, but he doesn't care whether it dies or not. One more
So in
warrior going
three
up.
turns,
Go ahead.
Greece will have, yep, in 3 turns, Greece will have 5 warriors to Egypt's 2 warriors and 1 slinger.
That
So
is going to
definitely
be
some
very
momentum
interesting.
there.
2 more moves. That scout is exposed. The left side moves it further.
All right, we're safe. Back to Mojo.
A unit was upgraded. I am unsure where. The King Consort became inspiring. A settler has been trained. Another unit cleared out very easily.
Yeah, he's
11
making
more
quick work of those.
moves.
And even with, he has the
The
exact
event.
amount of damage needed from the ruler and the second warrior. He can do 10 damage each turn to the camp itself. So everything in this area he'll be able to clear in 2 turns each. So that's pretty efficient.
Just an event to get plus uh 1 to 2 of his 4 skills or 4 stats. He gets to choose whatever he wants. He still hasn't picked anything yet. He's gonna pick it up during Fiddler turn. If you can look an eye on it, that would be great. The militia ends up staying alive. Actually, it's gonna show it next turn. Don't worry about it. He stuns one of the units, and he's gonna clear the second unit, most likely either with the militia or the warrior. 10 more moves, clears it with the militia. He's gonna probably move the other warrior towards one of those two other ones.
No.
And he definitely made a mistake because that militia is gonna be dead next turn.
Yeah, interesting. With the stun, I wouldn't have gone for the kill there. I would have
Yep.
kept attacking the Thracian and take the damage there, but that's fine. Sometimes, make a little mistake.
It could be also that he doesn't care about that militia. He's not viewing it as it's gonna like it did its job, it did what it's supposed to provide, and now time for him to upgrade his units. But um,
It's true.
that is something that he can be looking at or thinking of. He has no settlers coming out anytime soon. Workers, worker, warrior, warrior. It is Mojo's turn.
Overall, I'd say both opponents are expanding nicely. They're keeping a nice pace, um, building up their economies pretty well.
Shrine of Neath got finished, which gives new ranged units one level per spawn on his rider's seat. He has the opportunity to make a truce, get triumph on his capital, or have his son become famous, his heir become famous, with a tribute from the Vandals at the risk of losing his some opinion from the families. He has to choose his heir, and he picks and a choice between family happiness and happiness within the city and culture. Clears up the camp real quick. He has a settler up and ready coming up top. He is not gonna settle down at the bottom 6 turns until a barbarian spawns in there.
He'll be able to get it just in time. His settler will be finished in 5 turns, and that camp respawns in 6.
He would have to force march it though, most likely.
Oh, he's a zealot. I think he's got plenty of training to spare.
His heir became a philosophy student, and he got the triumph and declared peace with the Vandals just as he was about to clear it out for the triumph.
Oh, interesting. That's an interesting choice. It's going to be 5 more turns or 4 more turns before he can declare war again against the Vandals, which I'm sure he will do. So that's going to be a new unit that he's going to have to kill in that area. But he does seem to be diverting the settler down south.
He Fiddler did lose the militia, which is kind of sad. He did finish a warrior. He did finish the apprentice acolyte. He has 2 cities to do something in them. He needs a settler to come out sooner than later. He needs to clean up the North Barbarian site. He is going for that mountain finally to make the quarry. You were right, as always, Scientific. He is conserving orders, knowing fully well that he's gonna make those quarries there anyway in the future. 4 moves. The scout is 3 health right now. His kid, his heir, is age 9. he's gonna be able to be trained or tutored by next turn. He uses the movement he has to consolidate his forces, moves the warrior up together, and puts a hero on it.
Greece is only 2 turns from military drill. That's going to be a nice thing to grab at this stage.
Aristocracy 4, Egypt within 3 turns. He'll have to choose between centralization and vassalage. We both know what he's gonna pick.
Indeed, especially with harvesting that culture early to get that developing culture in the capital, very likely he will choose centralization. That's another advantage to getting a lot of culture nearby in the capital. Of course, Greece doesn't really need to focus on harvesting too much because they're already going to be hitting developing as well due to their latent culture boost.
Vent, ambition, kill 5 Numidian, or control 6 mines.
Well, Egypt doesn't have any mines built yet, so I think it would be a good idea to take the 6 mines on this one and just kind of get started.
Well, Mojo disagreed with you and he took the free experience.
Confucius.
Confucius for Greece and air education. I am curious on what he's gonna do here. Confucius is definitely gonna be a pick. That is a great courtier to have. He is great for tutoring too. And
Just in time, really.
he already had another courtier, but that courtier is ill and 39, so they might die at him at any moment here before the finish. Petra finished a warrior, and he finally makes a settler there. He's making a slinger in Pella or Peya. Not sure, is it
So the
Pella or
heir
Peya?
does go for philosophy, and I would like to see. It'd be really cool to see if he takes advantage of Confucius's arrival and tutors, and he does.
That was
Yep,
beyond the
Confucius is
question.
tutoring the 10-year-old. Right on time. Very cool.
Side question, is it Pella or Peya? That's the only thing I want to know about this. Everything else is fine. We can figure it out later. That name, if anyone knows, please let me know in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
The name of the Greece capital, is it Pella or Peya?
Oh, I suppose I don't know. No, I always say Pella, but I could see Pea being it.
It's Greek, I guess.
It's all Greek to me, Nizar.
Sorry. That is actually pretty funny to the point where it all gave me a muscle cramp. He goes for the riders. Those are free horses. That's a free elephant for him. There's no question on what to pick over there. Of course, it's gonna be the riders. He gets the event, the mongrel
And
dog
if
owner
he
for
would
his
like to be
for his kid.
really cheeky, what he could do is he could start tile buying from the capital to that rider border, and he could sell that northern horse into the capital to make sure he can get his unique unit in the cap as well. So that's nice to have that horse nearby.
Oh wow. Then he would have a horse in 3 cities for his for what he's looking for. Uh, Ruthless for the air with the dog owner event. One more move for him. I believe he moved the scout deeper. You can see Petra's. Let's just take a quick look on what he cannot see yet or what he has discovered. He has no idea what's going on in the middle at all, but he can see 2 of the cities for Greece. So he has really good scouting on what's going on over there. No moves left. We are back to Greece here.
Greece, on the other hand, has revealed most of the center of the map, but they still haven't dared to take their scout any further towards Egypt to identify what cities they might have. And I don't blame them, that scout is pretty wounded. However, there's still some forest coverage out there that he can look for.
All right. Princess Gurgo, his heir, got an event where she can get witty, humble, righteous, or bold. That is such a great event to have. And he discovered military drill. He's going for aristocracy. His heir got witty. That is +1 wisdom, +1 charisma. That is awesome for his philosophy kid. 9 more moves. 2 workers are waiting for things to happen. He is holding on expanding towards the middle for the Thracians. Still hasn't expanded north whatsoever. 8 more moves. Decides to build an Odeon or Odion in Patras, chasing for that +2 happiness level per culture event. And for the Sage's City, he goes for a farm. 2 more moves for him. Is he gonna move the scout deeper? And he decides to do. I am unsure what he did. He did something. We're back to Mojo. 17 moves. Let me clear that chat. There we go. 17 things to be done. His leader is doomed. The zealot is actually doomed.
Oh, God. 23 turns into the game, how unlucky. That just, and you know what? This is one of something that happens in these custom pick later style duels. This happens to me all the time. It feels like my ruler dies before turn 30 all the time. It's just so devastating. So I feel this. I feel this so bad for Mojo.
Right now, the truce should be over, I believe. He did declare truce with the Thracians. He's moving his units towards that Vandal site. Oh, 3 turns without war. He still needs 3 more turns.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit.
Yeah, Sioux settlers being built, actually. And no locations to move those settlers. 4 moves. He's just gonna turn them into money. Greece with 11 moves. We gotta look at that order disparity whenever we have a second here. Forming a nation event. Uh, he's gonna have to choose a ambition. I am curious on what he will go for. 1 worker not doing
Currently,
anything yet. Go ahead.
yep, currently we're looking at 17 orders on Egypt to 11 for Greece. And to go on science, we have 33 science to Egypt's 17. Um, it looks like Greece has, for the most part, had almost exactly double the amount of science as Egypt for most of the game so far. As Egypt rises, so does Greece.
Now that's gonna be an exciting game for sure. We are moving those warriors closer, little by little. Elite Marauder is there. Here's the Tactician. That's the stun on the camp. That's another hit, but he is out of orders. Is he gonna use training? Yes, yes he does.
Love to see it.
Alright, Mojo, what is your reply to this? He finally finished Aristocracy, which gives him the opportunity for centralization or vassalage and unlocks an ambassador for him. Military drill is in 7 turns or 7 years. Have been picked. His heir, who is a tactics student and 17, is still there. He has the opportunity to choose between commander, tactician, zealot, and mourning. So no tactics student. He goes for a zealot again.
Wow. Right, so we go for double zealots.
He needs
Okay.
that
It,
one more acolyte to be popped up.
interesting. choice to see military drill grabbed here while navigation is in the hand. Only because that serfdoms always get good to grab early, and that would give him a fourth law. And he has the culture to set up his unique unit. So I think I might have gone navigation here.
I completely understand why you would go for that. The Slinger got upgraded twice. It has Evil Eye. It has Bloodthirsty versus Damaged. He's importing horses in the Rider's capital. He's preparing and getting ready for that strongholds to be built. Maybe he's trying to go for more training so he can go for his unique unit sooner than later. Get that more training, get it out sooner. Because at the moment, it will take him. Oh, it doesn't show because he doesn't have horses. It also doesn't show here because he has no horses upgraded. 6 moves.
All right, just for chat, one more time, we do have a science difference here, and we're looking at 33 science on Greece to 17 science on Egypt. Also, just for total text researched at this stage, Greece has researched 6 technologies, including bonus cards. We know we got that free settler, and Egypt is on 3 technologies so far.
Just make sure you said 6 to 3. That the
Yeah, six to
6 to
three.
3.
Yeah,
Wow.
but that does include bonus cards.
Yes. What was it? It was only one bonus card, no, right?
Yeah, so we probably about ahead of the
5.
5 text. I could take a breakdown of the tree. I can take a look at that.
The middle camp has cleared out. Mojo knows that's happening. He can see it very clearly. Right here, we can look at what he's seeing. He knows the camp to the right has also been cleared out. He has a good idea on where the military units are for Fiddler. Fiddler has 11 more moves. He has 3 workers who have been doing all they can do. Moves a warrior unit further and deeper.
So one more insight into the technology situation. For the most part, they have the same technologies. Both have a labor force. However, Greece has drama and military drill and administration, while Egypt does not, where Egypt has aristocracy while Greece does not.
Odeon being built in Thea, and a farmer that will take 5 turns or 5 years. He assign a governor. He can assign a builder, but it will take 3.3 training out of the way.
That
So
builder's also ill, so he probably doesn't want that.
he gets the artist event for his brother or heir, and he gets either +1 training or +1 charisma or courage. I'm sorry, and get the opportunity for an ambition picked. Finally declares war on the Vandals, so he can take back that specific location. Import horses is done. A settler is done and being moved upward. 7 moves. Now he's shopping trees. He has another settler popping up in 4 turns. And he's
Mojo
making
has
his.
secured a nice lookout in the center of the map. The lone forest tile in the center of the map. Mojo is able to park his scout there quite nicely.
And that scout will never move. Apprentice Acolyte is being built in the Cleric City. So in 5 turns, he should be able to get that Zoroastrianism. That will give him religion he needs. Tell it to do what he needs to do. 0 moves left. 1,100 stockpiled training to be able to take that camp next turn. We are back to Greece here, 10 moves still. Good news, he gets affable or +1 wisdom for his heir. Affable, witty, that would be a great combo to have, or he could go for the free wisdom.
Both great options. He goes for the wisdom.
I don't blame him for that. I personally would have went for affable, just for easier expansion, but I am not Fiddler. So he must be trying to stock up on that science as hard as he can, be able to do what he got to do, to eclipse Mojo in science and transition it into an actual advantage militarily speaking. Really important part that I learned from watching these games is that if you have a science advantage, don't just wanna. Oh, another unit is dead. He's pushing north on the barbarians on the site that he has, finally.
Yep, he's making some progress here, and I kind of agree. Somebody in chat mentioned the idea of kind of getting this out of the way earlier probably be better than expanding into the map, and I'm feeling that right now because, you know, it's nice to have your units kind of moving forward in their like overall momentum. So I think kind of having to go backwards at a time like this is maybe not ideal. Now, he's not under threat in the moment, but he could be facing an opponent, in some games where they're meeting in the center of the map. So having your units at the back of the map on clearing duty is not ideal. I think 25 turns into the game, but, no worries, no pressure there.
Wasit, the main capital for Egypt, has finished the worker and opted to build a third mine within the nation itself, moving the settler forward, opted to put his own king into the warrior that is damage focused rather than finishing that camp. Most likely to get more experience. Landmark
Wow, yeah, that's
discovered,
surprising.
and he has the opportunity to get his heir more wisdom, making him endeared for civic cost, or giving him +1 charisma for -1 discipline on himself. He's already at -2 discipline. That will hurt, and he is already at -55 gold or money per turn. I am curious about what choice he will go for. He will go for the
He opts
one
for the
wisdom,
wisdom.
which is
Yeah, yeah.
definitely the optimal choice. Insta turn doesn't put anything on his capital production wise. It is to Fiddler. He builds a worker actually, a third worker. His capital. Aristocracy has been done and finished by Greece. It's the option between navigation, phalanx, steel, or composite bow.
All really, really good choices right now. I suspect we'd see navigation. Yeah, that was what I was about to say.
And
Um,
centralization was adopted. Navigation will give him the opportunity to go for either colonies or serfdom. Most players go for serfdom just purely because of the orders they get. +5 flat orders. That is not a small amount. That is enough to make a. That is enough to be around 45% extra. No state religion yet, Fluffy. That is correct. But he is 4 turns away from the second apprentice acolyte. While at the same time, you have no competition from Greece over that apprentice acolyte.
I'd be curious
Actually,
which
he does
religion.
have one. He does have one. Not going for a second one yet.
Yes, I would be curious which religion Mojo opts to adopt. He could. take advantage of divine rule and just opt for paganism now. He already has his religion in 3 cities and access to at least one more shrine, I believe. So we could see a pagan state religion for now to get access to the rushing potential. But
Does
he's
he have
quite
the
a bit
civics?
a ways away from civic costs of that.
Barracks built in the patron's capital or family seat. 4 turns for that. More farms are being built. And a dine is still being built. A worker. You're seeing one settler being popped out. We're back to Mojo right here, real quick. With a second, with a settler coming out, extra. He gets a free warrior.
All right. That evens him out with Greece. Both players have accessed a free warrior spawning event from clearing a tribe in this game, so that's good for Egypt to get a little luck there, catch up on the momentum of unit building.
Gets -1 happiness in his second rider's family. Uh, 1 warrior. That's a trade I would always take. And he found the second landowner's family right here, next to the mountains. That is such an awesome position for him. 7 moves and a dream. Does not put anything in his new city yet. He is moving his worker towards the dives and upgrading it. We have to go back to Fiddler because it's his turn. I like what Mojo is doing. He's taking advantage of tight and just finishing his military and ending his turn immediately. You have the event family games, minus 640 money for 40 opinions for the patrons, who have a -37 right now. That being said,
That's actually interesting to highlight with Mojo what he's doing there. Technically, that puts time pressure on your opponent because once Mojo takes care of all of his military moves and passes the turn back to Fondor, that basically gives Fondor less and less time on Mojo's turn to consider his options of what he's going to do. So I wonder if Mojo's being intentional about that, of trying to basically put his opponent up against the clock on their turns.
well, right now at this moment, his champion seat are very pleased with him, and that's what he needs since they provide 6 units. 4 of them are actual military units. Another cleared out unit in the barbarians to the north. Operations at the south in the middle, being cleared out slowly. 2 more moves. He does assign an ambassador. He does have literature luxury out there that is doing nothing. He needs to do something with. Ends his turn. Decides on a worker in the new city that he made. He's making 2 apprentice acolytes actually. One on the rider's seat, one on the cleric's seat. While a settler is coming out. Clears the unit that is left near Saka with a different general, not with his own leader. He gets to choose for his heir between Zealot and Judge. Curious on what he will go for. He assigns another general. One of his units, General Rectere. That's how you say it. And he goes for Judge for his heir. And he's still not married yet at the age of 21. But he does have 9 courage on a zealot who is ruthless. Oof, that hurt. that unit will hurt. Just to give you guys like a quick idea, that gives 28% more attack, just purely from his courage. That being said, just to update you guys on this real quick, Mojo did move his scout back towards the barbarians rather than parked in the middle, so he cannot see that Fiddler is pushing downward to that middle bottom camp.
Yes, indeed, but he will be aware that that forest is in the region at least until it gets chopped, so he's probably just doing a little bit of a stroll to look around the area to see what his options are for expanding.
Alright, he has the event between getting +1 wisdom for his heir, or naturalist, which gives you 50% lumber mills, pastures, or 20% if you're a leader. He doesn't have lumbers, he doesn't have that many pastures yet. We both know what he's gonna go for. He goes for that +1 wisdom. That heir is now +4 wisdom with witty. I would love to see a scholar on that. On that heir right there. Build a second city that is sages. That will give you all you need. He finished a worker in his second champion seat. Goes for a settler that will take 10 turns.
Interest choice with the 10-turn settler with the champ seat. I might have spread that to patrons again, but maybe he's thinking he wants to swap to building a poet and just keep increasing his science.
The Oh, it's actually Mojo's turn. He's pushing towards those barbarians. For some reason, I saw the chat. For some reason, it only shows 28% extra damage or extra attack for the general. So I am curious about how you're seeing 37%.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
28%.
That's a description. So that's interesting. If you hover over the zealot icon on the warrior and look at the leadership breakdown, it says
Oh, but you're not taking into account the discipline and the wisdom negatives.
right, right. But so I'm purely commenting on the
Right.
contribution of the
Just
courage.
courage. Got it. Ends his turn with 2 more moves. His capital does not have a production yet. I am curious on what he ends up making. Settler is out at Patras, and Pella has finished the farmer. Curious where that settler is gonna go. He has 2 events. A triple raid is coming
Amusingly
from the
enough,
Numidians from 2 camps. Go ahead, please.
yep. Amusingly enough, he actually can see with his scout that the camp in the west is being cleared, but he doesn't yet know how many units Egypt has.
Right. Um, the heir is another tactician for Fiddler. That is a 6 wisdom, 2 charisma, and 3 discipline tactician. That is actually pretty good. Has something to be scared of. Pella is making a warrior. Patras is now making a slinger. He is gearing up for war. I'm curious where that settler is gonna go. I'm curious what choices he had between tactician and what else. He went for trees chopping a little bit. Chopped two of them. Back to Mojo. He just finished military drill. Has the opportunity for a border boost, husbandry, drama, and polish. Clears that camp, and he makes it look so easy. Fiddler can see the general unit, and at the moment Mojo has 346 civics. Not recruit anything yet in case of a fight that pops up. Not the next turn too. He's gonna need 2 turns unless if he uses council on any of his cities. Finishes 2 apprentice acolyte in both of his family seats, and he puts a general on one of his warriors. Another zealot. He has 3 zealot generals. Those are gonna be so hard to kill. There we go. That's the settler upcoming. Right now going up. 6 more moves for him. Families are okayish with him at the moment. Still not married though. Probably saving those civics for the right moment.
All right, Mojo has border boost in the deck. Interested to see if he'll take it. Pretty healthy one. Would connect the rivers along most of his territory.
Yo, turn is over. We are back to Fiddler. Fluffy has mentioned, hey, not much Carthage so far is in. I have been doing practice matches, and the first thing I learned from these practice matches is one thing. If you're gonna do Carthage, it has to be a response to your enemy, not as a first pick. Then they can just pop up a champion family and tell you, congratulations, look at all of your units, they're worthless. And that's what happened to me like 2 or 3 times. And then after that, I was like, okay, this is not gonna happen anymore for me. Thank you for the follow for Androth and Sinomummy. One more move. Right, we are going
We
to
do have
Mojo.
raids coming for Fiddler. A handful of horses coming down from the north.
Yes, he got 2 raids coming up from the Numidians, who is actually really peaceful with him. He did have the event that they warned him it was gonna happen, and I think they gave him training or something. That was great for him.
Yeah,
Zurus,
Greece
he is
does
in.
have an ambassador, so I would be curious, and good relations with the Numidians. One influence on that queen would give him 200 opinion, and it'd be interesting to see if he would sue for peace there, get a peace treaty, and then maybe cross his fingers to get a tribal alliance.
That's
As
very
long as your opinion is high enough, you still can get the opportunity to get a random tribal alliance. You just need to be over 200 opinion with the faction.
And we have another Rider's City. No horses though this time for that specific. right there. Only one cleric city popped up. Probably going for that ores. He's gonna maybe push for it. His dog has died. He has the opportunity to gracious or get one more courage or get more orders. That's gonna be an interesting choice to have. No more orders left. Still has the events to deal with. He picks the courage. He did find Zoroastrianism, and it is founded in his rider's seat. Surprisingly so. He does not pick an ambition again, even though some of them were very accessible. Alright,
I'm not
Navi.
100% sure on the metas, in the duelist scene these days, but I have heard that rejecting a handful of opening ambitions and accepting and instead continuously trying to get the experience from those event offers has been something that duelists and multiplayer gamers have been in the habit of doing in the past. So maybe Mojo leans into that meta a little bit.
Alright, right now he's making moves in the middle to clear out that camp. He does clear it. He has both middle camps, and he doesn't have enough settlers for it. And he does still have that tribal raid upcoming. They are not
Oh yeah,
happy with
he's
him.
gonna take quite a bit of damage up there.
He has the opportunity to make his son the second in line, either an ambassador or an educator. Could get a free spearman or a court soldier. I think right now, seeing what's going on in here, feels like an obvious choice. And he goes for spearman. Villainy.
Couldn't be more further away from the action.
He does make the last city as champions again. Oh, that would have been a great city for Patreons, to be honest, because it has the gems, it has the silver. Also does have the ores, and I guess that's why he picked the champions for it.
Yeah, makes sense. Uh, so yeah, a quick Empire recap total situation. We have 5 cities on Greece now after the one that he just settled. Compared to Mojo's 6 city, Greece does have 3 different city sites cleared up. However, only one settler is currently on the way in 7 turns. Looking over to Mojo's side of the map, though, we have no extra cleared sites ready to go for Mojo and no settlers being made. So Greece does have access to more city sites on the map, but he's just not yet ready to settle them, even though Mojo currently has 1 city up on Fiddler.
Alright, we have marriage offers popping up for him with the Thracians and a free peace with the Numidians, and to adopt the state religion for Zoroastrianism since he has enough civics for it. Still hasn't adopted any state religions right now. I am fairly surprised that there aren't enough settlers being produced by fiddlers, because these are empty city sites that now he has to station his warriors in them, and they're doing nothing over there, and he can't move them at all. So he has to do something. He has to make a move here.
Well, currently, yeah, when we think about it, um, it looks like overall map momentum could swing to Fiddler because he has all uh, 8 sites total cleared, and Mojo would be able to clear these next 2 sites, giving himself 8 total. But if Fiddler does take out the Numidians, that would give him 10 total on his side of the map.
Just a quick recap. Numidians have between Mojo and Numidians, there is peace now. He is upgrading the unit. He gave Warden to one of the units and healed one of them. 6 more moves or orders. Nothing happened. Still have time. He still hasn't popped anything in his capital. It is
This is
Fiddler's turn.
something I
He
found
goes for the
fascinating.
miner.
Mojo is building a militia up in the landowner city.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, but yeah,
He's
we a 5-turn militia when he does have the chance to do a 6-turn additional worker. I'm surprised he's not opting for the worker and he's bringing a militia into the field.
that city is surrounded. That settler is not gonna come out anytime soon. Where's the spearman? Spearman has been rushed. He has been force-marched.
Makes sense. He is in a bit of crisis mode with that raid. Definitely don't want to take too many hits on that city.
Upgraded the
You may have
unit.
called attention to this already, but looking at this central site in the south, tucked away in the mountains, that is 3 precious, resources.
Yes.
So that would be a phenomenal patron spot.
That would be so good for Patreon. And defending it should be fairly easy. Just throw a bunch of like 4-4
I would say, interestingly, I was actually thinking the opposite. I think if your opponent starts advancing and you don't really have anywhere to go or retreat to if you're tucked into that location.
throw in 4 forts at the front, close out that mountain, throw in a bunch of warriors on it. Good luck going through these forts. Is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
That is a lot of resources that are being invested into a city.
So I'm going to do a quick rundown of the economy since chat's discussing. For income, we have 137 gold to negative 31 in favor of Greece. For food, we have 45 food per turn on Greece to 4 food for Mojo. Iron, we have 19 for Greece to 14 for Mojo. Stone, we have 33 for Greece, 17 for Mojo. So yes, indeed, Greece has a intense economic advantage at the moment. He's also sitting on 3,000 gold compared to 146 gold for Mojo. So definitely a strong economic foundation on the Greek side of the map right now.
Okay, and just looking at quickly at Fiddler's, he is stronger and he is erudite. Not looking that good for Mojo, but Mojo is more consolidated, so he does have that to his advantage. His families are not super happy, but the riders are okay with him. He still has a lot to do. He can still do a lot in the game. He has the opportunity to make an ambition for established state religion. Not sure if he's gonna go for it. He might kill the matriarch and a really upset. And yes, he does, and he gets righteous.
Love Righteous. Righteous is pretty
Did he get
solid.
righteous? No, no, he did not. I am so sorry. I lied to you guys. I have no idea what he went for.
Never mind. Yeah, I feel so betrayed. I
I
thought it
am.
was Righteous.
I did betray you guys. I'm so sorry. He did, however, get the ambition to promote 5 units or a unit 5 times.
Military score at the moment, Greece is currently stronger with 290 to Mojo's 160.
We're looking at it right now. What else do you want to look at record-wise? Territory owned. Prices. Let's see. Let's look at the science real quick. We're looking at 46 to 26. The training. Egypt is 192 to a 59. Culturally speaking, Mojo is doing a lot more, which is surprising since it's Greece. Money wise, we're talking about 137 per turn. Food, 45 to a +4 for Fiddler. Iron speaking, 19 to a 14. And Stone, 38 for a 17 for Fiddler. Civic speaking, they are very comparable. 76 for Fiddler, 72 for Mojo.
Yep,
Growth
and just
speaking,
backtracking to that military for a second, it looks like we have 5 units produced on the Greek side of the map compared to 2 units produced on the Egyptian side, and let's not forget they both got a free warrior from an event.
yes. Greece has killed 21 units compared to the 13 from Mojo. Let's go real quick to Fiddler, see what he has been doing and enjoying. He got Warrior and Pella. He has Raiders upcoming. Thracians are actually raiding Mojo.
I'm liking the productions that I'm seeing on the Greek side of the map. He's still producing things like settlers, but at no point in the game has he not been producing at least one military unit in a single location at a time. Compared to if we look over on the map of Mojo's side, we have an entire empire that is currently focused on economic development, specialists and workers, etc., etc. Although I suppose again that militia's coming in, and maybe that militia's coming in because of the resource deficit.
This is a scary unit that Fiddler has. It has strike level 3. That is a
Wow, 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 wow. That's brutal.
45% attack. That's a 5.8 attack. That is almost a Maceman level worth of attack. With to add to it, it's not a happy family, just a neutral family. Or cautious. We're back to Mojo here. Let's see what he does.
Oh, and yes, the free spear from for Greece did come from an event.
Yes. Turning emissary. Rival invasion from the Numidians is a possibility. He does not have charming.
All right, looks like this is going to go into a part one. It sounds like they're going to take a break in a little bit and then maybe play for another half hour before ending this session.
Oh, this is not good for Mojo. A +10
I
legitimacy for a
disagree.
tribal invasion.
I would take this. I would take this invasion. I feel like the Numidians are far enough away that basically is, you know, a free order per turn for me for the rest of the game. I'd take that trade.
Uh,
I'm fully expanded. I don't have a high level of being rated anymore. So yeah, my all my units are at the front of the map. I would take the invasion 100%.
well, he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have an option. Sadly, since he's not charming. And it's gonna be 4 units coming towards him that he'll have to deal with. He should be able to clear it pretty well, but it's gonna stop him from clearing those vandals for a while.
Yeah, I would like to see a couple more military units coming out on the Egyptian side for sure.
Does have salt that he can give to the riders, and since they are waiting and taking a 5-minute break, I will also be visiting the bathroom real quick. Uh, let's put a sign that says 5-minute break. All right, I'll be right back. take this opportunity. You can talk about the match if you would like, what you're looking at, what your expectations. I will need the bathroom.
Yep. I actually might take a break myself, to be honest, but just to
Yep,
do
go
another
for
quick
it.
poke around. Yes, Fiddler does have navigation. They both have 3 laws. Two turns away from Phalanx with Grease. His unique unit will come off of that, and he has plenty of warriors laying around to upgrade into spears. So, yeah, I think Mojo is on the clock here to kind of get himself some military protection. Forgive me, protection to defend against the possible invasion of Greece. We're looking towards that sort of maybe 40 or 50 turn momentum burst where right around I think about 50 turns into a duel is when you're going to be thinking that your opponent could come knocking on your door to say hi. Anywhere between 30 and 50 turns is enough time to build up in the game and start at the very least harassing your opponent, if not going in to pressure them. Yeah, he does not have. It is definitely an interesting choice. I think he's probably thinking the free unique unit bonus card off of Phalanx. His options currently are free worker, husbandry, and steel. Steel could be good. Husbandry to get. There's plenty of pastures on the map, plenty of horses. Certainly a better order economy there. There's at least 2 horses that I can see currently. Um, and then, of course, that gets him chariots if he wants them, which are always decent. Or he could just cycle the deck with the free worker. 20 improvements for Mojo compared to 17 for Fiddler. So interesting. That interests me. I guess a handful of the improvements for Mojo must be urban, since Greece technically has the better economy here. Oh, I know the discrepancy. One of the major discrepancies is that Greece has opted for slavery, whereas Egypt has opted for freedom, which did make sense at the time, but I think we're reaching the point where Mojo's going to want to consider switching into slavery and get his resource economy a little bit more ramped up. We do have another militia. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but we have him building another militia from the capital. Um, yeah, so not looking great. I don't want to really see build queues being spent on militia at this point, but I suppose every little bit can help. Raising that power score could deter your opponent from bothering to advance in on your territory. They won't necessarily know what you have to defend yourself, so. Indeed, he has a zealot on the throne and has not chosen a state religion either.
Yes, and he did get the opportunity multiple times to get that third religion, but he did not want it yet. Did Mojo, not Mojo, Fiddler get the since serfdom? He get serfdom?
No.
Yes, he did get serfdom for Fiddler.
Oh, I mean, sorry. Yes, he did. I thought I was thinking about slavery. Yes, he
Yes.
has serfdom now, so he has that order advantage.
All right. Looks like one of our players are back.
Greece is exactly one technology away from their ability to secure a fourth law. They just need rhetoric. They already got administration from their Sages boost. So let's see where that is for them in the deck. It's in the draw pile. The draw pile is 7 technologies long,
Switch to that real
deep.
quick for you. There you go. Keep going.
Sorry. Yes, his technology, his tech deck is 7 deep. So yeah, with just rhetoric for Greece, he will have the opportunity to bring his unique unit. Of course, Egypt is also 1 law away from his unique unit.
Flanks will be done in one turn here for him. It seems like our players are. Are they back? Are they playing their turn?
Yes, yep.
Yes,
Fiddler is
they're
now
back.
taking his turn,
All right.
clearing out the remainder tribal units.
That was faster than 5 minutes.
Yep,
12
I
more
think we're good to
moves.
go.
Almost sandwiches in the microwave. Poor sandwich.
Well, it's fine.
Well, like as much as I agree that Flanks is a weird choice, but he could be getting the free hoplite and he can't get rhetoric yet. He has to either go husbandry with spooked wheel after or cycle Flanks, get that free hoplite and switch to rhetoric. That's also a possibility. 6 more moves. No real events other than +1. Looks like his son, second in line, went from being a scholar to actually becoming a commander, who is a politics student still, with eloquent. Now that's very interesting.
That could cause some issues down the road. The main heir is a tactician, so you're gonna get that opinion hit where they will naturally dislike each other. That current heir though is a 7 wisdom tactician though, so Confucius really did put in the work to make sure that she got a good education.
I can already imagine him sitting her down. Listen here, woman, here's what you do. And looks like we have steel being popped out for our wonderful Mojo. He still doesn't have administration. He is opting out for Axemen to counter the hoplite. We're gonna be out soonish. Mojo has 6 cities to Greece's 5. The settlers are coming out soon, but what matters is how ahead he is at the moment and at this specific moment. Um, Finished a scout on his cleric seat. Other events: discovered husbandry, um, and went for
Although
more experience for himself.
this is bad news for Fiddler. We do have a steel grab for
Yeah,
Mojo 7 turns from now. And still hasn't swapped into slavery. I'd like to see a swap at some point. He has the civics to spend, and that would really help his ability to build warriors and upgrade into axemen.
no ambassadors. 6 more moves in here. He's letting the time click. We still haven't seen a single wonder this game. I don't think either of them is in a good economical position for a wonder. Not really.
I
That'd be a
think the
gold.
Yazikalaya would be a nice grab if Mojo would go ahead and adopt a religion.
Yes, many things would be a good choice if he adopts a religion. Uh, we have an upgrade for Mojo, the last upgrade on his main unit. He went for Focus level 2, 25% chance of crit. Before we
Nice,
go
nice.
to Fiddler, Vandals and the Thracians and the Numidians are headed towards him to kill him.
Oh
So,
man, too bad. Too bad Fiddler doesn't have eyes on what's happening because that would be a fun opportunity to take advantage of if you had units in the area.
yes. To add to it, it seems like Mojo really liked the skill Focus, as he went on another warrior with Focus. We're back to
Yeah,
Fiddler. This is Fiddler's moment. Go
nice
ahead.
to see Egypt cosplaying as Assyria. That's always fun.
He really likes Focus. He could have went to Syria. Saying. Could have our
Yeah.
Syria versus Assyria, which you missed it this morning.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Don't worry. Don't worry. No spoilers for anyone. All you gotta know is that it was a really good game. Still is a really good game. Part 2 incoming.
So far, I think most of the games that we've had, all of the games really have been pretty good games with a few interesting moments to be had for sure in each game.
Yes. Well, um, Fiddler's scout is definitely gonna die unless he force marsh it, and he does. Still could die.
Well,
Yep,
as it
force
happened,
marsh it again.
I was saying how it would be nice for Fiddler to be able to see that Mojo is getting super pressured by the tribes on the map, and now by moving that scout, he does actually have that knowledge now.
Yes, he knows exactly what's happening right now. 14 more moves that he's not doing anything with it. He still can attack that. Here he goes. He finally finishes it. We are back to Mojo over here. Who has a good idea on where the units are with Scout. I'm curious about his response to all of this happening. He still has not married. Yes, he did actually marry. I was wrong. Alright, he gets the opportunity to get one more courage on himself or influencing the oligarch. Both know what he's gonna do. Pushing through, downward, he pushed his slingers upward to see what's going on. Now he has 8 more moves. He is building Shrine of Osiris on Nikon, which gives him +2 uh, culture per turn. 3 more moves.
It is a shame to see. It does look like Mojo has the opportunity to kill this tribal unit, but he's not feeding his leader any more kills. It could be the fact that the unit is max level and maybe he wants to spread the XP to other units.
Seconds making moving something that I cannot see what is. Probably workers are moved around, shuffled
Guess he's
around.
not going for that kill.
He just used some of his training. Actually, yes, he is buying land in capital to get that camel, I believe. Alright, his main damage unit. A lot of damage. 4 and
And there
7
go the
damage.
raids.
The barbarians hordes are at the gate. Oh, and this is wonderful. Part of the Numidian group that were doing a tribal invasion
Oh
towards
my god.
towards Mojo have switched into
Ha!
barbarians and now invading Fiddler.
That is amazing. That is really amazing. Yeah, so if there are too many units in a tribal area, they will trigger a raid. And I guess what must have happened was the units from the eastern camp, while migrating west to to tribally invade Mojo, hit that cap, and so they started raiding. That's awesome.
So, quick update. Mojo is at peace with the Vandals, but it's kinda too late. Um, the air is now bitter for Fiddler. So he lost all the points that he had on Charisma, sadly for him. Confucius is the governor of Pella, and he is ill now. No more training for him. Settler has been popped up. Right, one city that needs to be told what to do. He's going for another settler, 5 turns. That settler to come out. Alright, next turn is gonna be Mojo over here. Can you explain that interaction again for me, please? What happened exactly? Scientific? Oh, I guess he died. Curious Infant event. Right, he cleared one side of the invasion. 5 more
Yep,
orders.
he's gonna have to kind of ping pong back and forth here to protect his territory.
Can you explain how the raiders popped up exactly? You were talking about how they hit a cab. What cab exactly?
Okay, so I'm not 100% certain that this would have happened in this situation because it does seem like a unique interaction. But essentially, around every campsite is a unit limit, right? So
Right.
rather than spawn units indefinitely, which technically they do, after each camp hits about 3 or 4 ish units, the camp itself will stop spawning units, and that is the point. In fact, when you look at the tooltip over the camp itself, it will say, next unit spawns in 2 years or whatever.
Yes.
So normally, once a tribal camp hits its cap, that timer will say paused. You want to look above at the camp itself, not the
Yeah, the cab
nope.
itself. Right
It's the
here.
yeah, but yeah, there you go. So that will say paused, right? And when it's paused, that's the time frame with which the tribe can then trigger a raid.
Interesting.
So, what I suspect happened in this situation was the organized tribal units were walking across the map, bumped into this camp, hit the cap, and happened to trigger a raid because of it. I'm not 100% sure, but
No,
I do believe that
Solver agrees.
what
He
happened.
does say that, well, that's an unexpected interaction. Yes. Yes, it is. That the more you know about this game, you would think that you know everything about the game. Game says no, no you don't.
Indeed, always a learning experience.
More farmer in the capital of Egypt. King Hypest the Invincible is now 55 and bald. Clearing up a little bit on what's going on. He's still upgrading his own leader over and over and over. He did not go for the upgrade, he did go for the stun. He has an event that could remove slavery and make it into freedom for Greece. And he goes for the rebel unit in Patras. He already has a slinger over there that can reply to that situation. Still has a settler in Pella, or can move. What happened to his other settler? Oh, he had two settlers. What happened to the other one? Oh, he only has one. There is another settler popping up from Massalia, and one from Antiochia. Isn't that... Yes, that is... Oh, here's the other settler. Right here. Never mind, that's the settler from the capital. I am being insane. Right, we're almost done with the turn of Fiddlers, and it is Mojo's turn now. He has to reply to the raiders up north. Here he goes. He has the river against him. Might clear this unit with his own general, with his own king. Yes, yes he does.
So economies are equalizing a little bit more. Obviously, Greece still has a sizable bankroll, but in terms of iron income, we have 50 iron income and 45 stone income on Egypt compared to 23 iron income and 35 stone income on Greece. Now, some of that is reduced because he's paying unit upkeep, so that resources, being drained into actual unit presence. But it is nice to see Mojo getting his economy back online. In fact, I'd like to take a double check now. No, he still hasn't even slotted in slavery yet, so that
Did not.
economic potential can increase even more.
Alright, we're going for border boost for Greece. And he has the opportunity to choose between epics and exploration. That must feel good. Can now start building strongholds.
All right, I would say that the clock is starting for Mojo now, if not before. Fourth law on a Greece that has two developed culture cities with one on the way is certainly not a situation you want to be in while you are still waiting on your own fourth law.
Alright, 6 treasuries, 3 siege units, or 5 militias as an ambition. Or he could go for the experience. I think he will probably go for the experience in this situation. I know I would. He has 7 moves. He has a settler that he can move. He has a slinger that needs to make an attack happen. Alright, 2 more cities are coming up for him. 1 city this turn probably, and here it is. He's thinking of what to do. Sages is the way, in my opinion. He is settling it up a little bit too upward for my liking, but he did go for the sages. I guess he can harvest all of this honey continuously and it dies for a while. 5 more moves. Right, he pops in. The general, he does not attack with the slinger. He forgot about the slinger. He panicked and forgot about the slinger. He's gonna take 3 damage. Next turn, let's see what Mojo can do here to clear himself. And that's a critical. That's a 10% critical.
Nice.
He is very happy right now about that.
He'll get another kill off of his leader right here as well.
It's 4 units and a dream at the moment. And 2 militias. Is he putting a militia here because of the wall? That's something he's doing. It does give him the
I'm
happiness
not.
boost for the defending family unit.
I'm not 100%. Well, maybe perhaps.
Or is it because it's faster? I mean, it's only 5 turns for militia. It's 6 turns for the warrior and slinger.
I mean, militia are certainly fine for body blocking. I just figure if I have the iron, I'm gonna just build a warrior and use that for body blocking. He could be trying to conserve his iron to make sure that he can upgrade his very well promoted units into axes. But yeah, I am kind of surprised to see this would be the third militia that Mojo has chosen to build.
And I believe he went for child labor in Nakan. That will give him 20% more training for -1 happiness. Well, you know what they say. When you need something done, send a child to do it. Chopping wood with the rest of his orders continuously. Steel is coming soon within 3 turns. 0 orders. Fiddler out here is getting ready. Coming next.
Military score is 410 to 220 uh, at this point. So we're getting pretty close to the much stronger territory. We have 20. Well, nope, wrong one. We have 7 military units produced for Greece, plus at least 2 that have come in from events, compared to 4 military units from Egypt, with 1 from an event.
This is
And oh yes, unfortunately, those 4 military units, of course they are, but I'm just surprised by it nonetheless. That number is factoring in militia, so it's 4 military units for Egypt produced, including 2 militia. Not looking great at the moment.
right now. We are looking at the Greece horde versus the elite view of the um, Egyptians. All right, he goes for sovereignty after
Definitely gonna
finishing
take a sovereignty
border.
pick here.
After border boost, that gave him so much.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would
it
have
feels to me.
delayed border by 1 turn just so that city, that middle city, will take more border into it. But just by switching the research real quick.
Sure, sure. Certainly, that's definitely a viable strategy. He might not care, given the fact that he's getting so much territory. And that does explain up north why he settled the way he did. You had questioned why he didn't pull those honey into the borders when he had the chance.
That is fair.
Yes,
Fiddler,
definitely seems
5
like a
more
strong
moves.
advantage for Greece growing each turn.
15 more moves for Fiddler right here. Welcome to the stream, Alcaraz.
The science gap also is getting deeper and deeper. We are now have 60 science per turn for Greece compared to 26 for Mojo. So even despite Mojo's attempts at some economic and specialist focus, we have just Greece kind of carrying away with the momentum here. They've been at double or more science than Egypt for pretty much the entire game.
Alright, we got a worker lactose. It is another
All right,
champion
first blood.
seat.
First blood here. We have a spearman taking out a scout.
Hey, remember when I told you that border growth moves the
Yeah,
scouts
you were
away?
right.
Yeah.
Which is interesting since we have Fluffy and Solver with us currently. The way Vision works is that basically nothing reveals a hidden unit if it's moved anymore. The exception to that does appear to be border boost or settling cities. It seems when it pushes a scout outside of your border, it will reveal them in that instance. So that is a little bit inconsistent these days, but you are 100% correct, Nizar. I was wrong about that.
You're fine, man.
And Fluffy is kind of confirming right here in chat that that is indeed bugged at the moment. So thanks for confirming, Fluffy. But yeah, good catch, Nizar.
Yay, I'm doing stuff, guys. I'm being useful. Scientific
I will.
Alcaraz would like a recap. Would you mind giving a quick recap what the situation looks like?
Yes, sure. Basically, we had some solid expansion from both parties. At the moment, we do have 7 cities on Greece, and only 6 cities on Egypt. Greece still has access to one more city site, so a little bit of momentum there. He has had the science lead for most of the game. I just went over that, but there's 60 science per turn coming in for Greece and 27 for Egypt at the moment. No real conflict, some scouting. Um, no wonders at the moment. We don't have any of the major legendary wonders, no Colosseum or Heliopolis, but we do have some great strong wonders with the museum, with the mausoleum. The Colossus could come in handy. Let's see. Mostly Greece has kind of slowly but surely been inching ahead in terms of advantages on every spectrum. They have advantages in units, they have advantages in economy. We have Mojo right now sitting on 0 gold with negative 60 income per turn compared to Greece. 156 income per turn, and he's sitting on a whopping stockpile of 4,000 gold that he could use to do pretty much whatever he wants with at any point. He could purchase a wonder, I'm sure. So it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do with that.
Alright, he's running
No, we did
counts on
have
the
a
capital.
starting loot.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Just last recap is we are on the starting ruler of Greece, but not the starting ruler of Egypt. Egypt did choose to start with a zealot, but it died within 20 turns, and his heir aged up just around the same turn, and he chose to take a zealot a second time.
Just real quick, the king of Egypt is actually ill right now. Don't know if he's gonna make
Wow.
it or not. Confucius is dead now, so he lost around 6 science, or maybe more than 6 science. In Greece, take a look. Yes, he lost 6 science just from Confucius dying. Warriors are being pushed forward, and they are consolidated. Slinger in the back is still not doing anything. This guy is about to die. 2 more hits. He's dead.
Yeah, he's gonna have to tuck that slinger inside the city now.
He can, if he attacks now and next turn, there you go. He'll be fine. He'll survive with 1 health.
Nice.
He's not gonna be happy. He'll survive with 1 health. Sovereignty in 2 turns. Things are being moved and inched forward little by little.
Sovereignty will be Greece's fifth law, while Egypt still does not have their third.
They are
I
both at
apologize. Does not have
peace.
their fourth. Does not have their fourth. They do have three laws.
They are both at peace with Vandals. Greece is not at peace with the Thracians yet. He has good vision on what's happening. 3 more moves to be made. And yes, 7 in wisdom tactician leader uh, is still available.
It does look like Egypt's ruler being ill will probably his second ruler may die before Greece's first ruler does. So that is a bit unfortunate.
He is
Greece
not
is
ill
starting.
anymore. We are good.
Oh wow, awesome, great luck.
We have the import and export. He could add elephants or honey in or game in the city of Djibouti, the cleric seat, family seat. Families are not certainly amused with him. Right now, Zoroastrianism is only in one city still. His he finally has a daughter, Princess Iput. He is 2 years old. His brother is a judge with 2 wisdom, 2 charisma, and 3 discipline. Wasn't it something else? Wasn't he a commander for a second? Something? No, that was Greece. We are talking about different things. Council is being run in the capital. Again, he's trying to get. I'm not sure what he's trying to get with those civics. He needs more military. He can see him inching towards him. He is harvesting gold. Does he have access to hamlets? No, he does not. Polis is not within the cards. Steal in one turn. He does expand towards that camels with buying it. And he's building a mine. I am unsure if he can hold that horde of swordmen, not swordmen, I apologize, from warriors that are coming forward. 4 of them have generals on them versus 3 warriors with zealots on them. This is going to be an interesting
Indeed,
situation.
a daunting, a daunting situation indeed, and it doesn't look like Mojo has eyes on that force, which is a bit unfortunate. He did lose that scout earlier. That was the first blood, the first kill that Greek has taken from Egypt, and yeah, so not a strong sense of the buildup happening on his border.
To add more turn, killing warriors. Once he gets them into Axeman, he'll be good. He can make all 3 of them into Axeman because he has the iron, except one of them, the strongest unit he has, is at the moment a damaged, so he'll need to wait 2 turns for that one specifically. And Greece is pushing towards these iterations right in front of uh, Mojo. That is a move. That is one hell of a
Wow,
move.
I love it. That is a flex, 100%. Good for him.
But he can't push through. We'll go back to the Fiddler right here. He can't push through. He has no opportunity. He has to clear those right here.
That's fine. There is no way Mojo is not in a position to be able to contest. So,
And he's out of orders.
oh, we're coming. We're gonna come in. We will come in.
He is out of orders, and he'll only deal 3 damage with that unit over here. That warrior over there is dead. Is this an
Does
opportunity? He can knock down some units, even recruit some of them. That is something that Mojo has in the cards. And does he have the civics?
I?
Yes, he does. He has
I don't think.
800 civics.
I don't think I would want to make that play against a stronger opponent with such a force in the area and a tactician leader on a general. I feel like that would just be suicide.
Very much agreed. Here we go. That's the second Axeman.
Right. Now we're talking.
Militia is being moved forward. Slinger is being produced in the one of the rider's city. Apprentice officer is still being produced in the main family seat. Scout is finally forward to see what's happening, what's going on over there. Can move it forward one more tile. Here he is. He now sees everything. He knows exactly what's happening. Can he, by any chance, snipe that spearman out of the way? Yes, yes, he can. That is something he can pull out if he would like.
Unfortunate that he has to deal with a tactician because in a different circumstance, perhaps that could be a fun play to kind of run up and grab that spear next turn with an enlist, but I just wouldn't want to go into so many warriors with an ability to stun.
And he's very limited uh, on how many units he has. He cannot make a big move like that.
Thankfully, we do have navigation coming up for um, Egypt, 8 turns, but it will be lovely to see a 6 strength unit, unique unit hitting the map. The which one is it? It's not the Lancer. What the younger one? Oh, the lower level one. The light chariot is still not the worst against Greek's unique unit because ranged mounted units still do full damage against spears.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
this is
the
only
spear
for
advantage
melee.
is specifically melee only. Yeah,
The more you know. That,
makes Egypt and Persia very powerful.
yes, that is actually, honestly, the more you know. That means that, I guess to me in my head, I always thought of Greece as a counter for Egypt and Persia, but that makes Greece less of a counter now just purely because of the damage that is being taken is still in full.
Well, you'd still probably want Greece over someone like Rome for sure, but yeah, no, they're definitely going to still take full damage. They'll still beat the crap out of the horses if you can reach them, and that's why I think Egypt in particular is especially dangerous because they have that two-range attack and they have that mobility to move around with that extra
Oh, that
fatigue.
is unlucky. I
Wow,
apologize
that
for cutting
sucks.
you off, but
No,
that
that sucks.
is a 5 strength unit. Can he clear it? No, he cannot.
I don't think he can. Yeah, no, he can't.
Not with
That
that
is
river
just a
in the
bummer.
equation right here. Now with that river right here blocking the way. What is Fiddler gonna do? Well, if I were him, I would start with the crying part.
He'll probably just keep going for it, to be honest. He's got so much presence in this area. I wouldn't sweat it. I would just keep clearing the camp. And if Mojo wants to step out, we still know Fiddler
Fiddler.
still knows that Mojo is weaker than him. So if Mojo wants to step out and try and contest something, I think that would be Mojo's battle to lose.
I would have flipped those units because that unit specifically was dealing 4 damage to that specific unit over here. This one deals more. But
Indeed. Also, keeping the tactician behind would have been a smart idea in the event that Mojo does decide to advance up.
and he could have actually pushed this unit deeper over here to finish that unit in here. He potentially could he have finished it? No, no, he could not.
Well, his settler for this location is still a ways behind, so I mean, I suppose he does not have really any particular rush to clear the camp.
Yes. And I don't think he's gonna settle with this unit over here. I think he's gonna settle it here with the patrons. That's what I think is gonna happen. That scout pushed forward. See what's going on. Probably thinking, okay, where's the rest of your army? I know this is not it. Sadly for
We do
you.
have a rushed axeman in Waset, the capital of Egypt. He has chosen to rush out an axeman, so Mojo is aware of the fact that he needs some catching up to do. I am a little bit disappointed. Well, actually, let's take
Can
a
I
look.
add more for a second here? Egyptian paganism was adopted finally
Oh,
by
awesome.
Mojo, and that's how he rushed it through training.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to investigate. And okay, so I'm glad to see. I was worried that that might have been a civic rush, but so now he does have the opportunity to start consistently rushing out axemen. He's making 262 training per turn, so he should be able to rush out axemen every couple of turns.
Alright, we have these militias at the front. Another one is out. What is he gonna do right here and right now? Baxman is not that far of a trip. 2 turns to get there in time. He probably will upgrade this warrior, most likely. Some of the civics is gone, so he definitely rushed with civics. Actually, no.
No,
Adopting is 400 civics.
exactly. That's very likely what he chose to do.
He can recruit 1 unit right now. This is it. He only has 36 civics per turn. Most of his civics is gone with upgrading all of these cities, including getting these gems from the miner, which I have so many questions on why we're going for gems when we know there's a battle upcoming.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I would have expected he would have maybe sold some stone and purchased more iron to produce another axe, at least one more instantly. He has the training to do it. He has the build queue. I feel like that would have been the way to go, but he's content in his situation. Of course, I think that's a confident move to grab the gems right now. I think he's not worried about what Greece can do, I suppose.
I'm looking at this situation. I'm looking at what's happening right here. All I can think of is if it was me, I would be trying to rush getting those ballistas. I would trying to be rushing getting those onagers. I got the axemen for the front line. Try to get that special unit, 1 or 2 of them, just to finish the job. There's a lot that he can do here, and it feels like I'm not seeing it right now. Maybe I'm misreading situation. Maybe he's seeing something I'm not seeing. Right now he needs 23 more iron to pop up. Sell those stones, sell those trees, get that special unit of yours, the one that has 25% crit, the one that has Warden, one that has Besieger. Get into Axeman, get it up and ready, get it up and running, because you don't have the time anymore.
Yeah, I would be nervous about having that unit in a build queue or exposed before it's upgraded because if that build queue gets, if that city gets attacked, then you'll lose the ability to upgrade the unit, and that would be a bummer because it is very well promoted.
And I am very curious about the choices he has made in upgrading some of these. Example, going for healer, going for herbalist. Um, Very unusual. I've never seen that before. Going for herbalist in here too. None of these have I seen that well
Certainly very
utilized.
strong promotion. Herbalist is certainly very strong of a promotion when you're on the defense, so I can definitely respect that grab for sure.
I just want to see it well utilized right now. That's what I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping that he will prove me wrong in my thinking and show me another way to play this game. Alright, centralization. The Patreons want money and civics so they can like it. Greedy bastards. Right, he just cleared that site decisively.
We have 2 turns till a stronghold in the
Oh,
patron seat and 4 turns till a stronghold in the champion's capital. So unique units will be swiftly coming upon us in just about 10 turns.
I want to add real quick. Free Hoplite has gained in Pella. 110 science through an event just has been
Nice.
collected. That is as good as it gets for you sometimes. Right now, you have no excuses not to end this game. He's looking
Yep,
deeper
definitely a
into the
very strong position
situation.
to be in.
Heckler on the Axeman for Mojo. Mojo has the opportunity to now finally upgrade that last unit into an Axeman. Deals 9 damage, 10 damage towards the actual tactician. He can snipe that tactician before the fight is even starting.
I have to say, rushing aside, he has some pretty good production up in his rider seat. He can naturally build an Axeman in 4 turns, and that's not bad at all, even though he does also have strong rush potential.
As his orator, his governor has a warlike that's 5.6 training per just from the governor himself. That is not a small amount. He can do a lot
Yes.
with it. He
So one of the advantages there is he can hard build Axemen from that city while choosing to rush Axemen maybe from his cleric seat, which is developing culture, and that would take 10 turns to build an Axeman. So he does have some potential here to kind of build up a sizable force in a short amount of time.
maybe that's what I have not been looking at. Is what I'm thinking. Um, Maybe he has a more situational awareness of what's happening in here. And Sino Mummy in chat does raise a good point. There are no roads in Egypt at all. Take around 4 turns to 3 turns to bring an axeman from the rider's seat all the way to the front line. That will hurt.
I'm not sure how I think. I don't believe that's true, and the only reason why is we currently have a swift zealot on the throne, so I think we can do that trip in half the time.
Husbandry has been discovered. 800 civics on the table. Metaphysics, coinage, architecture. They're all on the table to be taken. He went for the civic boost. Of course he did. Citizen defense. He could get free walls in that city or 330 training. And interesting. Bella could get tribal forum, farms, mines, and pastures 10%. More outcome from them. Or he could get the experience. It's also an option. One worker
All
not
right,
doing
so
anything.
just for kicks, I was curious here, and even though this is by no means necessarily a tactically good idea, I do just want to point out, due to the fact that we have a swift zealot on the throne, um, Mojo's king couldn't get all the way across the map from his city to Massalia in Greece.
Oh. Oh no.
That is quite the hike that his king is capable of doing. So there is, if a battle does break out, that ruler who can enlist people has great flanking potential.
Honestly, right
Strategic
now,
flanking, not in-game effect flanking, because obviously they don't get flanking.
I mean, he really wants and he has the horsemen ready for it and he knows where all the units are. He could potentially bring a chariot or something and just start burning everything in the capital. Just delay, 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 cause him trouble, force him to back up. That is something that he can do. All of these
Yeah. So this
units are not upgraded. It could be upgraded to a spearman, but he sees an axeman or fiddler, so he's not gonna probably upgrade it.
Yeah, so this ruler currently can do, this zealot ruler can currently do 10 to 11 damage on any one of these units with the exception of the spear.
And here
So,
is the axeman for it.
all right, so let's take another look at an axeman. Now we're looking at, oh, I guess I grabbed it while it was an axeman. So yeah, 10 damage, 11 damage. So maybe the strength, even though his army is smaller, let's keep in mind that the power total here does not factor in promotions. So it could be possible to mount a defense, or don't think I would make an attack here, but it's definitely interesting to see the level of strength coming from Mojo's troops, even though he does have much fewer.
Finally had the opportunity to grab my sandwich.
Okay.
I know. Nothing is really happening right now. Nothing much. 12 moves on the board. More
Yep, and
mines
we're
are
still
being
looking at
built.
54 science on Greece to
29.
um, oop, might have created a little bit of a feedback loop there. Sorry about that.
I was talking to myself. Egypt has 29. Greece has how much? 54?
54.
54. It's still ahead. Mojo is
Yep, and
moving
they're
his units
rushing out another
forward.
axe. Egypt rushing out another axe. We have a slinger coming out in one turn, so there's a build-up happening here. Yep, and just to take a look, the Zealot leader would do 9 damage to the solo hoplite. So that is still a sizable chunk of damage that the hoplite would take from a well-promoted axe. Yes, I do believe Greece has an order advantage. Taking a quick look here, we're looking at 24 orders for Greece to 18 orders. That does make sense roughly because Greece has serfdom while Egypt does not. Greece is spending 2 orders on improvement, and Egypt is spending 10 orders on improvements. So actually, I suppose their orders breakdown in that case is quite similar. Egypt just needs to stop building improvements, or at least reduce that improvement output by a little bit. Yeah, I think it's because, yes, Egypt has more of his pastures improved, and I think more garrisons as well. Interesting that they have that advantage.
Roads are being built by Greece finally. Front line.
Also, if you want to just keep eating your food, that's fine. If you're able to eat and also move the map around, that would be great.
I just need
But
the
if
bite,
you,
man. I'm good. We're back. We are
ah,
back
okay,
online,
yeah.
people. I apologize for this. I know it's very unprofessional, but sometimes you get so
Yeah,
hungry
you're gonna
that
get demoted.
I know. I knew it. Alright, Fiddler has called it right here.
All right, a thrilling first part. Very strong play from both players. Very good development from the Greek side.
9 to 11. I actually can do part 2 for that because my match is at 1. So they only do 9 to 11, 9 to 12. I should be able to.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed, that timer does add a lot of stress. It gets me all the time.
especially when it pings, when it gives you that ring, you're not ready for it. Mojo completely stopped replying.
Wow, we're going to have a swift part two resuming on this game. That's great. So they will be picking this up tomorrow morning or whatever time that is in your part of the world. And
I have similar time zone to him, so yes, it's gonna be 9 a.m. for
yeah,
me too.
so this is great. Well, I just say for the viewer, yeah. So tune in next time, and we will get hopefully the conclusion of this very interesting match between Egypt and Greece, Mojo and Fiddler. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank
Nazar,
you,
if you want to go ahead and
everyone.
close out the screen, that's fine for me. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for hosting, of course, Nazar. It's been a fun time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It has been wonderful. 11 viewers minimum. I never thought that something like this would ever happen, so I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much, Scientific, for joining me, because if I did it on my own, I'd have driven myself insane. I'll see you guys tomorrow for part 2, and this will be uploaded to YouTube, so stay tuned for that. Have a wonderful day, everyone.